Hey everyone, Mark here. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. So today's video, I'm going to talk a little bit about the new Baz Luhrmann film, documentary, whatever you want to call it, called EPiC, which stands for Elvis Presley in Concert. I do know over the weekend it premiered at the Toronto International Film Festival to rave reviews. I've seen all good, positive stuff. Ed from the King's Court did a video earlier, and it kind of inspired me to kind of do my own. I try not to do videos on topics or releases that others do because I don't want to be redundant. There's a lot of it out there already, but Ed kind of talked about a New York newspaper that gave a review. Check out his video. It's really cool what Ed has to say about it. But I did a little bit more reading on it myself. And I'll be honest with you, I am so stoked for this. So excited. Don't know when it's going to come out here in the States. I do know that Baz Luhrmann is looking for a distributor, which is kind of surprising that these film studios aren't knocking down his door to buy the rights and you know, get this completed and get it out to theaters. But what is so exciting about it is it's kind of Elvis giving his side of the story. We all know that Elvis has been perceived as all kinds of things that we as hardcore Elvis fans don't like to hear. A lot of the negative stuff and his health issues and the prescription issues and all that stuff. But you know, so much is lost on Elvis the person and Elvis the performer and Elvis the icon. And I have no problem saying I believe Elvis is the greatest performer who ever has lived and probably will ever live. He just has brought so much joy and so many fans that he's brought up through the years, young and old. There's so many young fans I'm hearing out there that are getting into Elvis. I just love to hear that. But this film I believe is a labor of love for Baz Luhrmann. So apparently there were, I want to say 62, 63 boxes of film that he discovered, over 59 hours of footage that were from kind of on the cutting floor from That's the Way It Is from 1970 and the Elvis on Tour film from 1972. That's a lot of material. And it's mostly Elvis in his earlier years. The documentary starts out with, from what I'm reading, and I hope I'm accurate on this, but from what I read, it's going to start out with a little bit of Elvis in the Army, a little bit of his movie career. It's kind of like a build up to what's to come. Does talk about the 68 comeback special where Elvis kind of had to reinvent himself to get back into the limelight. In my opinion, he didn't need to do that. He had a little bit of a couple lean years with some of those later movies, but in my opinion, Elvis was still at the top of his game vocally. And that seems to be the general consensus when you read about, you know, later in his life when, you know, he had the weight issues and he didn't look as well. He didn't look like he was, he just didn't seem himself. But on stage, either on record or on stage, Elvis always brought it and was the utmost professional and just, you know, sang his heart out and gave us his best stuff and gave us his best efforts. But the film starts out with that, and then it kind of goes into the rehearsals of 1970. Elvis talking with his bandmates and, you know, people at the International Hotel, and then it goes into the performances and just so much stuff that we never knew was out there. And a lot of people have been pining for this, especially I see so much on Facebook and things about how, you know, release all the unseen footage from Elvis on tour. And I think a lot of people are going to be very pleased with this. I know I am super, super excited for this to come out. Hopefully the distribution rights get purchased and Baz Luhrmann can move ahead with this, get it in theaters. As far as the physical release, I do know, you know, his film Elvis was released on both 4K and Blu-ray. And so I hope it comes out on both formats. The issue with a lot of this old footage is you can only clean them up so much. Because some people have said, you know, why didn't they put a 4K release out for the Aloha from Hawaii special? The problem is when you get these, the way they were filmed, you can only clean them up so much. And a lot of times what some film distributors will do is they'll use what they call DNR, which stands for digital noise reduction. And sometimes you got to be careful with that, because if it's cleaned up too much, what it does is it shows the person in the film that you're watching. It makes them almost waxy and just very unnatural. And you kind of lose that cinematic aspect of it. I like the grain, the film grain in there. I like it to look natural, and I like it to look cinematic. So I have no doubt that Baz Luhrmann will keep that in there for the integrity of the film, for the film quality. And again, from what I'm saying, the still shots I'm saying, it's very clear, very pristine, and I have no doubt that's how it's going to turn out. But yeah, I am super stoked about this. I cannot wait for it to come out. I can't remember the last time I've been this excited about an upcoming Elvis project or release that's coming out. So just want to come in, give my thoughts on this. Tell me what you think in the comments. Are you excited as I am? Are you more excited? Are you kind of in the middle of the road? Let me know. I want to thank those who have recently subscribed, those who comment. Keep them coming. I do appreciate them. And as always, until next time, we'll see you soon. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you next time. Bye.